Hey, it's me, Marky Joe, here to entertain you. Yes, it is my show. It exists. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it.
Yeah. Alright, let's hope that I have enough notes for this episode. Click. Mystery unveiled. The mystery of the emblem. Oh shit! This is the chapter that has to do with the title of the game. Oh! Mystery of the Fire Emblem is going to be unveiled. Alright, so Cheney was all about saying, like, there's multiple divine dragons. Tiki is the direct daughter of Narga, the king of the dragons. And because of that, Tiki is so ridiculously powerful that if she can't control her powers, it'll destroy the entire world. So what happened is that she was injected with a couple of morphine from her dad and put to a very, very deep sleep and kept under guard by Bantu. But Bantu, being the fucking creepo pedophile he was, just really liked Tiki and became attached to this sleeping perpetually 10-year-old girl. And then woke her up and took her away from her dad. Like, what are the fucking implications here? Holy shit. By the way, it says it right there, Tiki only has 10 human years of memory, so basically even though she is 1,000 years old, she's still functionally a little girl, both in appearance and maturity. So if you're jerking off to this rendition of Tiki, then you're a lolicon. Stop telling me she's legal. She's not. Psychological maturity is far more important than a number when determining if someone should be fucking or not. Age is just a convenient and easy way for the law to measure if somebody's legal or not. It's objective, it's exact, it's precise. That's why they use that. Anyway, back to the more important matters at the hand. Let's talk about Duke Cardis and the Fire Emblem, alright? So, Henri, you know, he got the falchion and shit. He saved the world, but he couldn't marry Artemis because Artemis gave the Fire Emblem to Duke Cardis to aid Duke Cardis in winning the war. That's like one of the things about the Fire Emblem is that every time it's given to somebody, it's to give them good luck in the war and shit. Unfortunately, by doing this, there's a certain thing that goes on, the curse of the emblem, per se, where if you give it, you can use it to ensure victory, but you have to lose your most loved one. Remember how in book 1, you know, Nina gave it to Marth, and then she proceeded to lose her most loved one, which was Camus? She explicitly says that in chapter 16 of book 1. You know, so there's your hint, by the way, very important hint in the game, that Nina really loves Camus. But yeah, that's basically what's going on here. That's what the Curse of the Emblem means. You give it to somebody, helps them win the war, but then you gotta lose your most loved one. Yeah, so it's also worth noting the interesting parallels here with Henri's story, you know, and his love story with Artemis, and Nina's story with her love interests. Because Nina gave the Fire Emblem to Marth. Now let's draw a parallel here. Artemis gave the Fire Emblem to Duke Cardis. Artemis and Nina did not like they weren't in love with the people that they gave the Fire Emblem to. They always had somebody else. In Nina's case, it was Camus, and in Artemis's case, it was Henri. But what's interesting, there's a slight difference here. Henri was the one who wielded the falchion and defeated Medeus. Martha's the one who wielded the falchion and defeated Medeus in book 1. And he got the Fire Emblem. Henri did not, which I think is an interesting detail, but I'm not sure it really means anything. But yeah, I guess you can surmise with that, you know, Artemis ended up marrying the person who wielded the Fire Emblem, and I guess if Hardin didn't show up as an option for Nina, she would have ended up marrying Marth. That's why early in the game when I mentioned that she would have married Marth, this is kind of where my reasoning comes from. So let's talk about this chapter. This chapter's fucking boring. So I took this opportunity to train up Cheney like I promised, like, what, 3 fucking chapters ago? This is the chapter where he joins. Now, it's worth noting, it's worth reiterating that Cheney, his main function as a unit is to transform into other units and then kick the shit out of enemies, or to do whatever you want him to do. But my friend Sergeant Smiley's inspired me to try and train him in his raw form. Now, it's worth noting that Cheney does have growth rates, and he does gain experience, but when he transforms, he only gains 10 experience, and you have to wait several turns for him to revert back to his normal form in order to transform again and gain another set of experience. But if you use him in his normal form in battle, he gains experience just like anybody else. The problem is that his growth rates aren't very good and his base stats are fucking pathetic. Like, to give you an idea, it takes 2 fucking hits for him to kill a thief with a silver sword. And if he's using an iron sword, it takes him like fucking 5 hits. On thieves, of all things. Granted, these are stronger than normal thieves, I'll give them that, but still, they're thieves! Something else worth noting is that one of those thieves has a bishop ring, and they're all wielding devil swords, so they actually are more of a threat than you'd think. Because they can still deal a shitload of damage, because devil weapons are literally the strongest weapons in this entire game. Unfortunately, there's not a single fucking time where the devil sword ever backfires on the enemy in this entire fucking playthrough, so it's dumb and stupid. Now, it's worth noting that Cheney, or Zane, whatever the fuck, he has enough weapon rank to use Dragon Slayers. And the thing is that at base level, he gets killed in 1 hit by these dragon dudes. I don't remember exactly what I did, but basically what you want to do is you want to weaken these dragons enough for him to kill them. Or, oh wait, now I know what I did. Okay, so by killing all the thieves at the beginning, I got Zane enough level up so that he'd have just enough HP to survive one of these guys. Also, this part's a really unfortunate situation. I had to hinge on a dodge in order to get Cheney out there, because he got stuck in a position that would guarantee his death, basically. But yes, he starts with 20 HP, these guys do 20 damage to him, so if you give him 1 HP, then he's set to go. So, from there, basically, you can spend the rest of the chapter having him kill these dudes, and fortunately, most of the enemies in this chapter are pretty easy. You just bait them out and that's it, they're otherwise stationary. Aside from the thief rush at the beginning. Actually, speaking of thieves, there's something else I need to mention. There's a thief outside this castle that has a warp staff, which is, I think, the first in the entire game. Very important to get him if you want to do some warp skipping in this game, which, you know, why wouldn't you? And here, I had to, like, heal Cheney. So I had to do this, like, weird trade chain with Linda and Ubello just to get him healed, but at the same time I wanted to make sure that they could survive a hit from those ice dragons and not kill them, so that Cheney can kill them later. And yeah, you need, in this chapter, to open these doors, you need to just stand in front of them. And here's our good old buddy Gatto! Hey, thanks for coming, Marth. Sorry about all that shit I put you through. But, yeah, it was just a test to see how good you are, if you're truly the, descendant of Henri, you know, to prove that you're a badass. But anyway, he gives you the light orb, and then he talks about the star orb. Now, if you don't have all the star shards, he cannot give it to you, and I think he straight up tells you that you can't hope to defeat Medea. It's like, he says some really fucking pessimistic but very factual shit. But anyway, he's right here. This is kind of like, how would you not surmise that the Shield Seals was the Fire Emblem? Like, who else in this fucking game has a notable shield? But yeah, he's just like, yeah, so the Fire Emblem you're holding, that's actually the Shield of Seals, which, by the way, Henri stole it. Right here is like, a thief stole it, became the king of Aricia, and he stole a whole bunch of other stuff. And Mart's like, what the fuck? So Henri was a thief? Even more playing into the idea in this game that the humans are not necessarily the good guys in this conflict between humans and dragons. Like, both sides do pretty shitty things, no matter how you look at it. Like, the humans are, like, once they gain power, they start to completely obliterate the dragon race, and the dragon race decide to fight back after that, and you know. Actually, the chronicle is more like this. The dragons degenerated, started to kill the humans, Naga gave them gifts to help them fight back, and then the humans started to kill the shit out of the dragons, even the ones that didn't mean any harm. And so the demon dragons started to fight back because now they're fucking pissed. But anyway, yeah, so Tiki is also in this place, and Gato's like, yeah, I put her to sleep. If you want, go to her room and, you know, don't, by the way, that Bantu guy, don't bring him anywhere near her. Like, I don't like that guy, I don't trust him. But yeah, so there you go. Like, the fire emblem is the Shield of Seals, which I spoiled in the previous chapter, so I apologize, but I'm pretty sure anybody could have figured that out with a tiny bit of deduction. This game doesn't exactly have, like, the most surprising plot. I do like the ideas presented in it, but it's a pretty predictable game when you think about it. But yeah, there's Tiki, and she's like, Tiki, it's me, hey, open your eyes, you know, because he thinks she's dead or something. This dialogue she has is actually really, like, when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, that's terrible. Like, she talks about this horrible dream where she becomes a wild dragon, basically talking about her fear of degenerating and becoming insane and shit, which must be a horrible fucking experience. Like, anybody who... Oh, Uncle Bantu, huh? Uncle Bantu? That makes things even fucking worse between those two. Oh, holy shit. But yeah, you know, Gharnef manipulated her, yada yada yada. And she just wants to live with people. She wants to live in happiness again. Well, first things first, Tiki. Wear more humble clothing, because what you're wearing right now probably draws unnecessary attention to yourself, especially in Shadow Dragon. If you look at her art, there's something vaguely sexual about it. But yeah, we get the Again staff, which is the best staff in the game, and makes it so that all your units can move again. You need 20 weapon level, maxed out weapon level in order to use it. And we also get the Talisman, and Yumina here gets a nice promotion. Oh shit, we're promoting her at level 12? Why would you do that, Mark? Well, because training up a fucking healer is impossible in this game. They gain so little experience. But, you know, I had an extra bishop ring, might as well use it to promote her, turn her into a fucking badass, and there we go, we're done. Cheney got to, like, level 11 or level 12, and God was talking all about, like, you know, I was trying to protect Tiki, but she probably hates the shit out of me for putting her to sleep and giving her all those goddamn nightmares. So, you know, take her away from me, man. I fucked up. I'm sorry about all that shit. I don't think she'll ever forgive me. But so long as you, Marth, have the Shield of Seals, you know, once you get all those orbs together so that you can stop Medeus and shit, I won't have to worry about her degenerating. So, you know, good luck with that shit, and if you don't get them, then send her back to me, either P.O. Box or mail.
I need someone to review my FE hack. He needs to be someone who won't cut me slack. It's Monkey Joe, he's arrived from his golden chariot, and down he walks